Hi guys, it's Coach Chris from ThriveInHarmony.com. Thank you for taking a couple of minutes to join me. Tonight I wanted to talk to you about shade annuals. In other words, plants that you can grow in the shade. It is a balmy 4 degrees here in Nova Scotia and really not what's upmost in my mind today. Mostly I would rather complain about the weather. However, I know I have faith. It's just around the corner. We are going to see thaw and soft ground. So sooner or later we will all find ourselves scrambling in the first hot day to the garden centers to check out what's available for our flower beds. So, and when that happens, if you are new to this game and you do have flower beds in the shade, you will be, as I was initially, disappointed at the limited options for annual plants that are happy in the shade, that will continue to bloom in the shade. There really isn't a whole lot out there. There's probably more to pick from in the perennial plant world. So I did highlight about 5 tried and true annuals on my blog today, and as well there's a few others I wanted to mention, like pansies. Pansies need a little bit of sun, but they are very hardy and sometimes will reseed and come up again. So pansies are a great option if you have at least a few hours of sunlight for a spot. Now, they can get kind of long and lanky. They're not as pretty as the season goes on. However, that depends again on the variety that you get. Nicotiana, the tobacco plant, is very pretty and low maintenance. I like that as well. And wishbones seem to be new, at least in our region, and I really enjoy those. They're very, very pretty, and they flower profusely and continuously throughout the season. Now, the thing with annuals, they are a little more work up, well, I wouldn't say up front, but they are a little more work period. Just in that, they need to be planted with a bit of compost and some fertilizer. They need to be watered very regularly, especially if it's hot out. Your impatiens even more than your regular annuals. So they need regular watering. They should be fertilized every couple of weeks with a liquid fertilizer. So a little bit of TLC there. I did want to mention that if you're a little discouraged as to what to do and you're on a limited budget, I have an area with a bird bath and some ferns, and what I've done to brighten up the space is I've got some hooks in the trees, and I do put 3 hanging baskets there, and I put some creeping jenny in those, and that is a very invasive plant that I have around here, and I've kind of moved it off to the side, and I dig up a bit of it every year because it's a trailer, and I put it in the pots, and it'll thrive sun or shade, and I add some impatiens into that, or begonias, and I hang 3 pots out in my front flower bed by the bird bath. And that looks quite pretty, and it's easy to do. There are lovely baskets, at least here at our Walmart, that usually come on for about $10 each, $8.99 even, in the spring. So I pick up a few of those. Another annual that I did not mention on the blog is Coleus. Coleus is a plant known for its leaves, not the flowers, but we can buy Coleus in so many different colors and varieties, and you could basically just fill a flower bed, fill a pot, fill a garden, fill a box full of different Coleus plants. They are gorgeous, and they will do fine in sun or shade, or even I've had them right up on the doorstep with no sunlight at all, and they're still fantastic. So you might want to look around the garden centers for Coleus. And really that's about it. There's not a whole lot. Really hardcore shade plants, you've got 2, as far as annuals go, to choose from. And that's your begonias and your impatiens. So I have talked about both of those on my blog. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I'm sure you're as excited about the upcoming gardening season as I am, and to get outside and get our hands in the dirt and and make miracles happen. So thank you for joining me on ThriveInHarmony.com. This is Coach Chris, and yes, I'm a fitness coach, but I have other interests as well, and one of those happens to be gardening. And I do find the fact that I keep fit and work out through the winter makes me a lot tougher when I do start putting in the long hours in the yard, doing the yard work and the gardening. I seem to have more stamina than I used to, although my back still aches just as much, regardless of the working out. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me this evening, and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Coach Chris.